Okay, this is this is end game smithing. That's not smithing. Rune guide that you get, but you'll be fighting. And people have got some videos out already, and I'll just quickly scaled around to look for the guy because I'll explain quickly what you can do. But it's a quick leveling. You'll end up farming end game bosses, and you do not have to do anything. You don't have to do any bosses or anything like that. It's just super power leveling, but you will die a lot. But you'll go to a place, and it just requires simple things. I just looked for the guy, and I couldn't find him because I already done the thingy, the using the medallion to walk to this end game area. It's right there. A lot of people have been doing it. Some guy put a video up, and he showed him doing a character from the start. So this is when you first come and create your character. I think you see a guy here, and he talks to you, and he's quite a miserable type of guy. Do you know what I mean? And you speak to him, he might have he tells you about this sort of like area, because this is the beginning of the game. Okay, so after you do that, you wanna go to right. You wanna get to this church here, right? So it's a ruined church, because once you've talked to him, his next appearance will be here. It's only that someone put a video up, only literally what 2 days ago, and some people have been who've beaten near enough the whole game have been farming this area as well. You know what I mean? But you can do this straight away without doing any bosses. But be warned, you will power level quickly, but you'll get one shot. You know, I'm getting one shot as well, and I've just got over about 127. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing the PvP thing, but anyway, we'll go here, and it requires something. And I will say, this is what he requires you to do. So, look at your map, and then right. So you want to go over to, get these graces. So get a horse. He's not here because I'll just come and check. That's why I thought I'll try and explain this bit, because it's a bit difficult if actually we're not going the right way. Right, it's a bit difficult when the guy is not there, because the guy the one that I followed actually told you. Mind you, it was edited a little bit, so yeah, he started a new character, spoke to the guy. Right, so you're going to get to this church here, and this is like, you'll notice it right here. Right, and what he's going to do is a little enemy there. His next place, look. Why is it always the unfathomable sort? There's another. He will appear the next time you'll see him. He will appear here, right? So it's a quest line. Even if you've got other quest lines on the go, it doesn't matter, right? So he's going to ask you to do this quest line, right? So what he's going to do is he's going to it will give you some fingers, right? This is what you'll end up getting, right? So he will give you these fingers here, right? And he'll ask you to invade, right? So you go in the map, and if you look at the map, you press, if you don't know how to invade, it can show you actually where I can invade right now. Here, and this is most probably, I don't know whether this is on my soul level, but you can see where you can go and invade just by pressing down on the I'm just trying to see because my PS5's in the way. Yeah, but just right there, hold on. Yeah, but just by pressing R1 button. Alright, so anyway, you go and invade. Doesn't matter, you have to do it 3 times, right? Win or lose, it doesn't matter. I lost all my invasions because one guy quitted out because he was just hiding, and I just got a gank. So I come back here, and he said he gave me. Yeah, he gave me this item here. So this is constantly for you to invade, right? No, this one here. So this is not this, because you have to buy these. So you constantly invade with this, right? So then he gives you a cloth, right? And he wants you to kill a maiden, right? Well, there's a maiden in here that I was doing a quest line with, and I didn't want to kill her, and I did try to, and she put up a barrier against me. So I was like, how can I do this? So the next step is, I'm just going to try and find this here, because he gives you a cloth, and you've got to dip the cloth in blood. So let me try and look. It might be. This is going to be a little bit right there. Academy of the Ruined. Like, this is where we come from. Gate Tower North. Right. This is. I'm just going to show you. Just literally. This is how you do it. No, it's not here. Right. So there's a place where you fought. Basically, where you fought the boss. Right. The first boss that you fought in the game, right, and which is you die to. We can go back to that boss and fight him. I just got to find where. There's not a grace there, so I just got to find where he is. So it's a tower. It'd be a little tower like that, and it would have like a warp. So I'm just gonna do this because you have to go here. It might be here, because I can see like a thing. Right, so right, it is here. Right, so I know it'd be here. Right, so what you do is, so this is on the map. This is there. Right, because it's not a there's no save here, so right. So basically, you walk back here, right? Because you don't want to kill anything in the game. But this is how you get the bloody cloth, right? This is how you do this, and you can do this, right? So you can do this right at the beginning of the game. You walk to that place and you go and find that place over there. The guy done it from a fresh save, yeah. Then he must have edited it a bit, because like he started off as a thief class, and wait there. Why have we? Why have we come here? King's Realm Ruins. Right there. That's not the place. Let me see. There's another warp right there. Gate Town North. There's no grace there. I'll have a quick look. If not, I will just actually go to, because what you do, you have to fight the starter boss again. So I'll just have a look. There's a warp like that here. I thought that might have been it. There's a warp. That warp will take you back, because if you read the messages there, it will say time for revenge. So it's not there. There's no grave site there. If not, I'll just walk back to the beginning of the game, and I'll show you where you'll find the it's a dead woman basically. But to be quite honest, it could be anywhere because Gate Town North. It could be any of these points. There's no grace there. So what I did was I was looking about how to get the bloody cloth without killing any. I couldn't find any in the game. I couldn't think of who I could kill. And there was one woman here, and obviously it's a quest line, and she put up a barrier and was asking me to stop it. So I was like, okay, who can I kill? How can I get this cloth? And it said, I actually, there is the quest line for this. It says, well, go to the here and dab it on the lady. So basically you have to fight the first boss again. You'd obviously be a little bit leveled up, do you know what I mean? So you fight the boss again and you'll see where the woman is, but it might take me forever looking for this. Just trying to explain it a little bit because I mean, unless you start a fresh save, then it's no good. Do you know what I mean? But you can do this right at the beginning of the game, so you've got to run like hell when you get to this area. That's the church. So somewhere in here, somewhere in. Let's just have a no. That's Laskia ruins. Right, let's just see that because I had to find that for a quest. Another thingy to do another quest line. It is right. So wait there. So right. So somewhere in here. There's going to be a warp, right? And there's no grace there. So it warp you and it would take you back to... It would take you back to where it says your first steps are. Right. So it'd take you back to here. Right, so you walk back to here, but this is where you would fight the boss that you died to, because it's a little bit like Demon Souls, like it's a premeditated death, yeah. So when you warp, it actually shows you the woman. I can't show you it. It would take me ages to do this because I want to try and keep it short. You could Google it because it shows you the guy's quest line, and the guy's actually not there, so I can't actually show you. But he's the first guy that you speak to. Anyway, here, I'm sure it's here that right. You find a body here because you've got the white damp cloth, so you just got to touch this dead body and it becomes red, right? So then you go all the way back to here. This is where you're doing the quest line, and you give it to the guy, right? So you give him the cloth that is bloodied, and you don't have to kill any NPCs in the game, right? Because this is where I kept on thinking, oh, so then they said, no, just go back to here, and then obviously this dead woman that you'll see at the beginning of the game, when you start the game, is here. Obviously, if I can find the warp, then you will see it because it's still there, but it might take me like 20 minutes to try and find it. So you just get the bloody cloth. He shows you it, and in your inventory, you'll get this thing here. An audience with Mo granted 1 day. And he said, don't use it yet. So, obviously, he's disappeared because this is late game. So, let's just go out to here. So, once you've invaded and done all that lot, and you spoke to this guy twice, you've got the bloody cloth from here, but you need to beat the armored. It's like not an armored spider. It's like a spider. You beat him, and that will get you the warp. That will show you where the dead woman is. Because I went back there and looked, and I couldn't find her. And I managed to find the warp, because I actually went and followed a quest line, actually his quest line, do you know what I mean? Because the guy wasn't specific about the bloody cloth when he done this, you know what I mean? So he left that out, you know? So basically, when you use this item, it's gonna warp you to an end game here. It's gonna warp you to here, right? So this is where you do the farming, and it's basically going to warp you to here, literally, right? Now this is end game, right? So the reason why I'm showing you here, because it warp you here, and you can do this at the beginning of the save. And I've seen a lot of people power leveling here, and also one-shotting all the enemies here that they're farming, because they've done all the demigods and whatnot, do you know what I mean? And they're using weapons that can wipe all these completely clean. So what you want to do is, I think you start up there, or whatever. I think, no, you start down the bottom, and you get that grace. You want to grab that grace. Then as this guy repeated, because like, he done it from a save, so it's actually not my. Wait there, you have to get the horse. No, I was about. There's a lot of people here. You can see a lot of people. So, what you want to do? This is a tough area. So, just gonna keep on running, riding. Wait there, just. And head towards the left. Keep on going towards the left. Keep on going towards the left. Keep on going towards the left. He was like doing his panicking, but he was soul level 1. But he came back to this area and he wasn't. No, don't go in there. Everything will kill you here. Right, we're more or less here. So, right. So you want to go all the way up here, right? And these are the enemies you're going to kill. So, just you grab this grace. Right. Right, so you grab this grace here, and I think that's one of the last demigods up there. So when I've watched people leveling up, there is another glitch level as well. They've been killing all these enemies here. With the scarab, they're worth between 30 to 50,000. If you change it to night time, then the one with the golden eyes would drop 10,000 souls runes each, but it doesn't take a lot, but these will kill you very, very quickly, you know. So me, because like this is the platinum, this is the character I'm doing platinum, so I ain't worried about invasions and builds. But you can do this right away, you don't have to beat any bosses, but you would seriously be under level. But it'll give you some levels, but it'll give you, once you hit this, you can go in further into the game and level up your weapon and decide what you want to do. You know, whether you want to be a mage or whatever, because you will level up very, very quickly here. You know, once you've got your horse and all that lot and whatnot. So you go through here, just killing. If you had the scarab, it will give you about 50,000 souls for just killing all these enemies. Now these are they one shot on me now anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because they spin, and they shred you. So you got to be ready for that. Do you know what I mean? But I was watching some people that were farming this end game and just doing one move with a sword and just literally wiping them all out altogether. And they was turning it into night mode as well, because you don't know if you're in night mode. It's a pastime. So if you go into night mode, this is what one guy was doing. He was farming this. This is not the guy that he was. He was just farming this area because he said, I found it because I've been farming this quite a lot. Some of the ones that got the gold eyes, they would drop 10k souls. So theoretically, if you only got the scarab thingy, this is the best armor that you could wear, or some of it is the clean rot armor. You get the full set, and where the scarab is, you won't get hit by that rot so much with this armor. So yeah, you can see everyone's been coming here. Try critical. It's just, I'm just showing. I mean, the only way you could properly do this is showing, starting with a fresh character and talking to that guy, then meeting up with him here. You know, grab the necessary things. You know what I mean? But that's where he's going to appear. At the beginning of the game, the church that I showed you, then you have to invade 3 times. You know, you can do things in between, you know, but this guy, he just went all out, and he come in, but he must have leveled up, he must have edited out some bit, because the end game, he was level 67 in intelligence, and it was more or less one shot in all these, very, very easily, do you know what I mean? And I think he was about level 87 at the end, but he showed you starting off the class as like the wretch, so he edited out that part and just ran here and then come back here. Because he had no health, it was just, you know, everything was one shot on him. But he made the video a lot clearer, but obviously I'm just explaining that you can do this right off the bat. So your first step is here. You speak to that guy. Obviously, do some stuff around there. Get your horse and all that lot. Blah 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 blah. If you've already done that here, all you got to do is get to here, then speak to the next guy, and he'll be at this church here. He'll ask you to invade 3 times, like I said. You don't have to win, just invade 3 times, come back, he will give you a cloth, he'll tell you to kill a maiden. Obviously there's a warp around here somewhere that lets you go back, where, because I've already killed the spider that kills you when you first come into Limgrave, and you go back there, you'll see the woman on the floor, you just dip the cloth on her body and it'll go red. You come back to that, and he says, you know, he's waiting because it's something to do with this up here. Now I know this is a demigod boss up here, I'm sure it is, because I've seen people farming this like really late, you know, but they're literally one shot in all these enemies with I don't know, some sort of weapon art of, they've all been disintegrated, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's an easy farm, but the thing is, you don't have to be any demigods. You don't have to do it. It's a quick farm at the beginning of the game. Just grab the necessary items that you need to, and speak to the guy that's invasions, that easy invading guy, do you know what I mean? That's all you have to do. So I'm going to end the video there. There is it does show you his quest line and what to do if you wiki it, but it's the first guy, and he's the miserable guy that stands by the Marika. It stands by this, you know. So you come here, and these enemies, these are deadly, especially when they do the spinning move. They would one shot me, you know. But it's very quick leveling, especially when you're low leveling. Now, it's for me to level up. It's 104 runes needed, you know. But you get about 40,000 runes if I kill those enemies. If I had the scarab, it's about 50,000. If you make it to night time, some of these have got gold and they drop 10,000 runes, you know. And there's a couple of them like that, you know. So. And you don't have to do nothing because you are spawn here, and you can't come here unless you've beaten like the second demigod, which is actually this is over here. So this is late game farming, but you'll be warned. You'll get a lot of enemies. I mean, you'll get a lot of souls. But you can always come back here, level up, and you can buy a lot of materials as well. So I'm going to end it here because a lot of people, there's a couple of people made videos a bit more detailed. I can't show. And another thing is, it might be better if you wanted to, if you use this item here. Now that boosts all your stats, right? So it gives you a better, for killing these enemies here, you know? Once you've beaten, I mean, this is once you only get this item once you've beaten a Godric, yeah? So that there boosts your stats, and it just gives you a little bit more survivability. So I'm going to end it here because I'll have to start a fresh character and that. And all it is just a quick farm. It's the quickest farm that I've found so far without even beating the second boss. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been doing quest lines and everything else and getting other stuff, armor sets and all that lot. So I'm going to end it here, and you can do this straight away, but you might want to come a little bit prepared, you know what I mean, you know, with some Estus Flask and all that lot, because these guys will one shot you. So anyway, this is the best place to farm, and you can do it, like I said, immediately without beating any of the major bosses in the game. None of the bosses. Go and get the flask. Go and get some of your shards and whatnot, and a weapon and whatnot, and just come here, because these will drop you the most anywhere, you know. So someone obviously discovered this by obviously doing the invasions, and obviously by, I think, otherwise it would have been put up earlier, because there's another glitch one, but you have to beat the second demigod. But I think what happened was, when someone got this and they pressed that, an audience with Moog will grantly went, then you warped to here, which is end game. There's no spoilers, you know, but this is end game. So it's end game stuff at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to end it here. It's been a little bit longer than what I was hoping, because really you'd have to start a new character, edit it, and you know, the quest line's there, but it's the guy right at the beginning of the game that you talk to that's by that shrine. Then you meet him at the church and just invade 3 times, and you get the wet cloth, and you'll find it in that lake, the teleport, and you go and fight that boss again. So whatever level you are, it doesn't matter. If you haven't beaten the first boss, you will power level this very, very quickly. You know what I mean? It only takes me 2 runs to kill these enemies, but I've died a lot here because they do a spinning move that literally just bleeds you to death. Do you know what I mean? And my stats are literally more or less all over the place, because this is the platinum guy that I'm doing it on. I've got another character, you know what I mean, but I ain't started with that yet, you know. So yeah, I ain't worried about levels. Anyway, I hope this was a little bit informative because you know you can see a lot of people doing it, but you don't have to be. You know, you can see people how they can make it. I can break the game early. Well, you can break it early by power leveling here. You know what I mean? Easy as anything. You know. Don't forget about PvP if you want to. You know, get to max level and whatnot. And yeah, there's better places than this in the end. You know what I mean? But this is worth 50,000. It's 30 to 40,000 per run. If you've got the Scarab Beetle on, and it takes literally about 2 minutes. If you go the legit way and beat all the demigods, and then come here, you can get certain weapons. I was watching one guy literally just doing one weapon art. It's magic or faith or something like that, and he was just one shotting all of these, you know, and he was making it always turn it into night because of the ones that gold eyes because they drop 10k souls. They like this has gone on for half an hour, so yeah, end game farming right at the beginning. But if you do it, you will struggle, you will die. But that's it. So this is the best. This is the best farming. Literally the beginning of the game. No. There's no word. This is the best place to farm. You don't have to do nothing. But you want to come a bit prepared. Okay.